I'm looking up Barstool.
Yeah, it's like $6 or $7 on Amazon, and it made a mean old fashioned. So we had quite a few of those.
Barstool. What would I call it? Mixer?
Just Barstool old fashioned. Old fashioned.
No, yeah, I see. I got a KitchenAid mixer. Transfusion mix?
Yeah, it's not as good. Dang it.
No. Sorry.
NA, it's not as good. No, it's bars. Just go to Amazon and put in Barstool old fashioned.
Okay, hold on. I've got the VPN on, so I can watch the Vuelta without
so
hearing.
you're searching.
Kirsten. Isn't that right, Kirsten?
Kirsten.
Barstool old fashioned.
Yeah, it's good. So we had fun. In-laws were in town. My father-in-law could drink any of us under the table. It's insane.
They're from Kansas?
Yeah, Missouri.
Do you want to see what I'm
There's
getting?
a good brewery down there.
You want to see what I'm getting?
Seriously.
I'm getting chairs.
I don't understand what you're doing wrong.
Barstool old fashioned.
Are you spelling Barstool right?
Barstool.
I don't know how else you would spell it. Yeah, are you talking about that really big one they have? What is it, Anheuser?
No. No, they do a couple of like Belgian quads.
Oh, who is it? Oh, in Kansas or in
Kansas City?
In Kansas City, you're talking about
old fashioned syrup.
You're talking about
okay.
Oh,
I shouldn't
Lord.
know this anyway. It shouldn't really matter because if I buy it, it's just gonna get consumed, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and then I'm gonna be slower.
All I can think of is Brick West. What is it? Don't tell me. Oh, this is so bad.
You can't think of a local pub?
It's in Kansas City. It's the really big one in Kansas City that we used to go. It's technically the second biggest brewery in Missouri, second to Anheuser-Busch.
And they do craft beers.
Yes, and it is called not Brick West. Mother.
We got a couple seconds, to look it up. By all means, this is increasing quality of green room time. People are really going to think to themselves, God, I'm glad I paid for that extra 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where they can find out where to get good beer in Kansas City if they are there, or if they already live there. They're like, you idiot! How did you forget about Boulevard Brewing?
Boulevard. Yeah. That's it.
See, Brick West.
Yeah. Yep.
Boulevard Brewing. Yeah.
What do they brew that I would know?
They do quite a few. They've got like a quad. They have a vanilla type. I don't know. It has. I can't remember. I've tried a couple of theirs. This potent stuff.
They make some really one of their most common one. I could only ever drink one of because it was so potent.
That's the one
But it didn't. It didn't taste like it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like hello.
They make a quad.
That's
Tank 7.
Tank
7 was the really common one you might have heard of, and then they make a quad, which is really good. But
that's the one
that'll
they usually consume.
Drop you like a rock.
Yep.
Wow.
So
this is off-season talk. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You know what?
Hey, are you still nasally?
Well, I can share my mama.
Oh, okay.
Waffle story.
I'm getting a CT scan of my sinus passages next Thursday. Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
It scares me.
Why? It's just a
What if they find like I have a twin in my nasal passages
that you ate?
No, I didn't eat it. Oh, so, in the womb, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was like me or him, so I won.
I think it's a piece of macaroni he shoved up there when he was 6 years old.
I just did that a couple months ago.
Well, it probably would make a mean sourdough culture now. So
yeah.
God damn, this bread is good, Pat. Where'd you get it? Don't want to know.
Yeah.
You do not. You do not want to know. Okay, since Sam's not here, we'll continue the green room, and you can give us a Mall Maple story.
So I'm at Super One.
Okay.
And I pick up my buttermilk biscuits, and I'm in the back corner, and I see this lady with a cart in front of her. Her cart's pointing my way, and she's grabbing eggs or something like that. And I turn around. That looks like Mama Waffles. Well, she looks right at me, and then she grabs a cart with both hands, and it's like a draw play in football. With the running back sitting there like he's going to block, and he gets handed up, and poof, she's shot. She's going to do a pat on me, and I was not going to. I wasn't having it. I wasn't having it. So I'm thinking, I know, I used to play safety.
Think alike.
Yeah. I used to play safety in high school, on defense.
God.
And I'm thinking, she's got the dairy section. That's
Yeah.
the wall. Now, that's what I have to use. I got to get that pursuit angle. I'm cutting her off. And I thought, she made a great, like, Barry Sanders cut between the cheddar cheese, the Tillamook cheddar cheese, and the discounted bread, like chaos.
Okay.
Kiosk.
Oh, my.
And I thought, she's going towards the minimum hygiene. But then I thought, no,
But
she
that's
isn't.
a good place to hide,
No.
though, because you do not
No,
want to bump
'cause
into
she's
somebody in that
postmenopausal.
intricate time. Oh.
And so I
he's
know
thinking.
she's not going that way.
She could still use
So
it.
I cut her off, and then she's smart enough to use, those random pulls in there. They have the courtesy phone so that
Sure.
somebody goes in, clean up an aisle 13 because some
Stranger
dumbass
danger.
somebody dropped a jar of pickles.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
So she tries to use that as a screen, and I ended up catching her, and she's kind of in a hurry. And I'm thinking, she's like, yeah, sorry. And she goes, I am in a little bit of hurry. And I said, oh, really? Yeah, David calling way back from the lake, and his in-laws are in town. And he says, hey, Mom, can you make dinner?
So hold the phone here for a second. You made eye contact with Mama Waples,
Yeah,
and she knew who you were.
yeah. I'm thinking,
She knew who you
like
doubt
you.
Yet she was like, she made a conscious decision. Don't have time for this
She
shit.
was, yeah. I'm not going to listen to this blowhard. I mean, I could see it in her eyes. It's
I
like,
doubt it.
Jesus, I'm going to be stuck in the
It
corner
sounds like
of the yogurt aisle. And
it sounds like she was so stressed that she just
the
wasn't
cart
looking.
was full.
Yeah, well,
It
she
was
fed
full.
us,
So you dropped, David, as a child, you dropped a bomb of cooking for your in-laws on her lap.
Well, hang on. We had
What's wrong with you?
We had talked about it. We talked about it like the week before, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, how about tonight?" And she said it was great, and then I helped.
Does she like your in-laws?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. It was her idea. She was like, "I want to do dinner with them one of these nights."
Oh.
And so I was like, "Okay, well, tonight's probably the only night." And so she said yes. And I helped cook. I brought
I know, but she had to run to the store.
What'd you
It's
do?
2
Did you make
o'clock
the
in the
salad?
afternoon.
You make the fucking salad?
No,
You like, I'll cut the carrots, Mom. She's like,
I'm the
peel them
vegan
first,
here.
you
I can
fucking
do the
idiot.
vegetables.
We made fish tacos, and I brought the fish, and I cooked all the fish and everything that went into it. So I helped quite a bit.
Right.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's a lot, and she's a saint.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
except
Well,
when she's dodging people.
I was thinking,
Wow.
my dad used to have a saying that, to, shape your personality or to understand, to be a good person, that if one person says you do something wrong or they ignore you or whatever, it may be them. If 2 or more, then
Okay.
you're the problem.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking immediately when she's dodging and doing the Barry Sanders duck,
Yeah.
trying to rub me off, I'm thinking, well, that's Pat, I
Yeah.
know, and Mama Waples.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the problem.
But we are kind of the spectrum of range of type of people in a grocery store, though. The
Yeah.
two of us are,
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I run around with my head down at the store because I don't want
Run into me?
to run into people.
No,
I would love to run into
I don't
you.
even do that. I'm okay with running into people. And I'm okay with running into Paul. It's just I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to get my shit and get out of there.
I think that's what happened with Mom Waples.
Yeah.
I know.
like, you
I know.
guys seem
There might be a bit of exaggeration in that story, just to let you
But
know.
there was eye
And
contact.
you'll hear it probably from your mom.
Yeah,
I
she's
did
probably
not
listening.
doing that.
Yeah.
There was eye contact, though. So you
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it was
did-
actually in the last second.
really?
Yeah, when we were passing, because I kind of like, Mama Waples.
Hey.
And she was like,
Wow.
yeah.
Can I come for dinner too?
All right, screw Sam.
Fucking.
Yep. Who needs him?
He said he was going to be late, so we'll forgive him. Jackson, however, no.
No chance.
No forgiveness. If the cameras are wonky, you'll know exactly why. All right, this is a shit rhyme, okay? It's late in the season, and my rhyme is shit. Summer is over, at least it is for me. There are at least 2 weeks of the Vuelta left to see. Paul is here, the Waples are too. See, that didn't even work. Jackson isn't, so I say boo-hoo. Fuck, that's terrible. I'm embarrassed. Let's just cancel the show.
No, I think the problem is you were in a classroom of sophomore boys Covered in Axe.
Yeah.
And with broccoli hair.
The Axe, yeah. The Axe body spray clouds the mind.
Yeah.
You think I'm just allergic to it? No, I've had it since May. Yeah. Welcome to episode number 493 of the longest standing podcast.
We're getting close.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't listen last week, apparently. So we got a little announcement. The longest longest standing podcast on the sport of cycling, the one and only Packfiller Podcast. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one prick. I'm potentially that asshole. My name is Pat Bolger. Tonight's Scratch Prologue, as usual, powered by our friends at Scratch Labs, Fuel and Hydration. Gentlemen, is as follows as we do our introductions. What do you want engraved on your headstone? And you can't say I'm going to be cremated or something like that. If you had a headstone, what would be engraved upon it? All right? First and foremost, he's got some climbing in his future, Mr. Paul Main. And I do believe did we say October 18th?
Yep.
October 18th is the day. We will talk about that after introductions and continue from there. Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
Doing all right?
Talk to me about your headstone. What does it say?
Well, it depends on how you die. You know?
This
like,
is true.
I mean, ideally, every guy wants to die while having sex, so you could have.
Here I sit all
he
broken
came
hearted.
and win at the same time.
Oh, there we go.
Something
That's
like
good.
that. But I think,
Jesus.
but that's probably not going to happen. At
Last
age
words were,
62.
I'm gonna.
It's going to be more just that he went.
He went.
He tried to come and he went.
Yeah. There you go. That's it.
That's
Take a collaboration.
That's your headstone. Okay, we'll see to that it happens. He's not here, so I'm going to just say it for him. He's got a fast wife, apparently. And that's not in the derogatory, old 1920s style. Well, she's a fast lady, I tell you. She's fast.
She's a tomato.
Yeah, she's a tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sam Waples, who isn't here. David, what would you put on your brother's headstone?
Speaking of.
Yeah, that was him texting.
What would I put on his...
I'm with stupid?
Yeah.
So you're right next to him?
Yeah. Something like, tall, dumb, and ugly.
Okay, there we go.
Well, there's two correct and one not.
Yeah, I know.
On that statement.
Just for everybody else to figure out.
Yeah, well, you're in the ground.
Well, he is
they
tall.
Can't measure you. No,
He
he's
is
under 6 feet.
Sam is?
No, him.
Oh, no, that's Sam's headstone.
Oh, that's
He was putting it on
That's
Sam's.
Sam's, yeah.
top.
Gotcha.
So, because David's introduction is he's got some start lines to get to. Stat. How many you got left?
Oh, my gosh. I don't think I'm going to make it.
What the fuck, dude?
But I'm kind of wondering if this
Promises are
last
promises.
weekend counts. I kind of feel like it does. There was
This
prizes.
last weekend?
Yeah, I did this.
No, old fashions don't count as a race.
Yeah, well, it was before that.
Oh, okay.
But there were prizes, so.
Was this a mountain bike fondo you attended?
No, it was a Memorial Day ride. I had no idea this was going on. I thought we were just going to go ride Mount Spokane.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know this is they do this every year?
Gosh, I can't remember the name. Yeah.
No.
The parents of a kid who died, they do this ride and they go up to Mount Spokane and they actually have prizes for.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
They had a Garmin head unit, a Garmin Varia headlight or taillight, and a Garmin Varia headlight as the prizes.
What'd you get?
Fourth.
Mm-hmm. And what'd you get?
Nothing.
Oh.
It's only 3 deep. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Me neither until we were at
Was there a podium?
Well,
Did people
I don't
stand up
think-
and accept their prizes and put their hands in the air?
They just kind of accepted them off of a trunk.
What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, that's official.
Official
Yeah,
way?
we didn't pay to enter.
There you go.
There were donuts at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Donuts.
But either way, I'm not going to make it. I think I'm going to hit to like 29. I'll be like 3 short.
Fuck.
Unless Cross comes around. I might make a couple trips to Missoula
Oh, okay.
for Cross.
Okay. David, what's going to be on your headstone?
I was thinking it would just say Big D. Nothing else.
There you go.
Big D.
I
Yeah.
like it. It's just asking for graffiti, but
Yeah. Well,
why not?
let them wonder.
Why not? Me, I got to get my ass in gear. Everything was got something, so I got to get my ass in gear. And I've already decided. My wife and I already decided that I'm just going to have "Shut Up, Pat" put on my on my headstone. Mm-hmm. That's kind of been the catchphrase. There was always Michelle is always a long time ago she coined that phrase. Shut up, Pat. Shut up, Pat.
That'll work.
Yeah,
I think I was around at that time when the Bulger Schmidt parties were going on.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say stupid shit. And she'd say, "Shut up, Pat." She still does to this day.
She took away his black mock turtleneck.
Shouldn't it be instead of shut up, Pat, maybe you just flip it, Pat, shut up?
Oh.
Because you finally shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pat, shut up. Yeah.
Finally.
He finally shut up.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way before I ask any of you guys' life about your cycling life. Mine has been non-existent. First of all, you can hear the nasal thing going on, and that doesn't really affect my riding too heavily. It's mostly just how I what's wrong with the way I talk. It's that, and it is midnight. Like between midnight and 4 a.m. I'm getting these huge histamine dumps, which just suck ass. But other than that, life is just a bed of roses. I haven't ridden at all in the last 7 days.
Oh no.
I didn't even take my bike off the hook in the last 7 days.
Oh no.
We here in the States have our Labor Day weekend, which celebrated, we get a day off on Monday. I did not ride. I went to Montana to visit my parents, and that is it. I have not pedaled a single pedal stroke in probably 12 days.
No.
I know. Most of my exercise has been like walking around errands and power naps. I'm embarrassed to host a cycling podcast. Guys, drag us out of the doldrums of late summer blues. How is your cycling life?
I think mine was pretty good. That last week in particular, because we were moving clinics Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
So I only had to cover stuff virtually at home.
Oh.
On my own time. So I was able to do morning ride with an extra ride afterwards, Monday, Tuesday. So it was like 2 60-mile days.
Jesus.
Took Wednesday off. TNT was another ripper last week.
Last one?
Technically, I think we'll probably do one this week too, but just because it's nice enough.
Yeah.
And then Saturday was that Memorial Day ride up Mount Spokane. I set a 1 hour power record again, which was like early in the year we set one. It was like mine was 3:01 for an hour. It was 3:19.
Fucking hell.
It's like a huge jump. Sam went from 3:02 to 3:33.
Fuck, you scared me.
We were just talking shit about you and how little power you put out.
Yeah. He went to 3:02 to
3:33. For an hour.
What?
Yeah, him, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up Mount Spokane, too.
You better drink real beer, Sam.
I need a lot of beer.
Okay.
So, anyways, it's been great. Sunday we had a great ride, except I got stung by a bee. Can you guys see my
Yeah,
goiter?
I see it. Yeah.
I think there's a stinger in there, but I can't find it amongst the whiskers. It keeps swelling. I'll be dead by tomorrow. Won't be able to breathe.
If you were me, you would be dead.
Big D right on your tombstone.
Big D.
Right there.
We already picked what's going to be on your headstone, Sam.
Do you have like whiskey that I can do a drop shot with or anything?
I do.
Jesus, that kind of a day,
Wow.
huh?
Yeah, wow.
Trouble, tough day at the office? It's okay. You can show up at a podcast
Whenever I want, right?
22 minutes into the broadcast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
pretty
Paul,
good.
we're discussing cycling lives.
sorry.
Paul, how was yours?
This is okay. I did. I think Tuesday. That was my rotating day off. I had 2 days off last week, and I got some rides in then. And then I've been going out on the TNT from my house, and then I kind of went faster than I had before, and I thought I'm coming back and catching the guys on the way back. And it was about 5 kilometers from the finish, a little bit just after, I think, of the Bull and Pitcher. So I turned around earlier and wound it up, and then Mullet Clint is like choo-choo, like he planned on dropping me, and it was full gas.
Oh boy!
And I hopped on the back, and I was just watching rotation. I'm just kind of like semi-cooled down because I climbed and I was just coming back kind of casually. So I was trying to get in the swing of things. So I just like sat in the back. Then all of a sudden, here comes Sam. He's pulling back. I just get on his wheel. He slips behind. And then Big Clint. And then I was just doing that for a while. And then there was a section where it fanned out. They tried to snuff out the rooster.
What?
Yeah.
They come to snuff the rooster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No.
I had sweat in my eyes.
No.
And anyway, so we're going, and now I'm in the rotation. And I'm thinking, all right, we're almost at Pettit Drive, and then this asshole right here, David, is just floored. After Sam and Clint do their big monster pulls, it's like max.
Oh.
We're doing 32, 33 miles an hour going into the hill. And I'm thinking, somebody's going to kill me because about, an eighth of the way up this hill, I'm just going to chug out.
Yeah.
And whoever's on my wheel. So right when you get underneath that Meenock Bridge, I give the old chicken wing, and there's poor Kyle, and he's like got his head down. He's like, I gotta close this gap because you were at full gas, and I peel off on that, side.
Sidewalk.
So, but they didn't kill the rooster.
Oh, nice.
So snuffed the rooster.
Wow.
But anyway,
We were
Saturday
at
I got a
home.
ride in, but I've had problems with my crank bolt backing off again.
God damn it.
So Sunday I went and I grabbed some blue
Loctite.
Loctite, put it in there, and you got to give it 24 hours secure so I can get a ride on Monday. But I drank a lot.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey, that's training.
Yeah.
That is what I did.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say, going to Montana, I learned something about Montana. When you drive over there on a Saturday, hit the liquor store because they're going to be closed on Sundays.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
They have state liquor stores there, and
Yeah.
so you can't. My dad is a Scotch drinker, and I ain't drinking that shit. I ain't touching that. He drinks really good Scotch, but so I drank a beer and a glass of wine every night. I know. How did you go to sleep, Pat?
You had to ration.
Right?
Yeah.
And so yeah,
You didn't bring
everybody
enough
else was.
alcohol.
No, I didn't. I didn't have any. And I'm with my 80-year-old parents.
Yeah,
And we're telling the same stories.
No, yeah,
And
you need more alcohol.
I have nothing to hide behind. Sam, how's your cycling life, man?
Man, this was actually probably the best week I think I've had in a long time. I did a 300-mile week and
Fucking
16
hell.
hours of riding. Did a 70 on Monday before work. I think it was like 60 on Tuesday. David did both those with me before work. And then morning ride. Then just TNT Thursday. I did a morning ride, I think Friday, and then I did a morning ride Thursday with Dad, and then I did
That's
the race, and then I did a mountain bike ride Friday. I was doing a couple doubles, and then up Mount Spokane, which hero lap. I think I peaked of all time.
I think you did.
I'm like up against, kind of like maybe that's what's got me down. Thinking this is where I start to turn into Pat and Paul.
Oh,
It's all
Jesus.
downhill from
Oh.
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's all downhill after that climb for you. It was quite impressive.
Yeah. It's that's my peak of all time.
You know what you
Who was
do?
your company?
Hmm.
Who'd you have company
Who'd you
with,
ride with?
when you did that?
Like that.
Riding.
I was just on alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it sure happened.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Strava
evidence.
was down.
There's evidence of
A couple
it
of
on
cars
there.
go by, hook on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, it's power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was an hour power record. Guys, that's pretty crazy to go up 10% in
A season.
a month. I mean, that was just Alpe d'Huez that I had to set that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You look dead after Alpe d'Huez. too.
Yeah. Yeah, I get to the top and David's finishing up taking a poop. He's like, "Oh, how long you been here?" I'm like, "I just got here." And he goes, "I just pooped."
Yeah, I rode the whole thing having to poop. That was rough.
Yeah, that was, I know.
Oh,
And you still laid down a PR.
You were prairie dogging on the way up?
The whole way.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as you come to that part
The
where
touch chamois.
It's such a god.
You told them about that though, like when we rolled up and the people were like, there's prizes for this. I didn't know what that was. Did you guys hear
Yeah.
about?
You
Yeah,
know what
they
the
were just saying it earlier. Yeah.
That's
it's a
crazy.
memorial ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
No idea.
prizes.
That is, oh my gosh, you wave prizes like
Kremes.
that in front of a bunch of
Yeah.
cyclists and everybody's foaming at the mouth all of a sudden. I'm like, oh my god, I just rolled into a race.
People were ripping.
People were ripping.
Big group?
Yeah.
Yeah, big group. I think it's been bigger in the past. I think this year.
10, 20, 30,
Maybe
40?
20.
20-ish.
20 maybe, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You texted, hey, we're going to Mount Spokane at 6 in the morning. I'm like, fuck you. I wasn't even in town. If I was in town, I would get up at 6, drive to your house, you'd open the door, and I'd flip you off, and I'd go back home to bed.
Slap me in the face.
Bish! What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever watch the the news when they have really, really sad stories and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they cut to Al Roker and he's got to find a way to be happy. You know, it's like, hey, sunshine everywhere. Or he does the serious voice. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go from happy and talking about that to kind of something serious. I do want to say a few words about our friend Terry Prime this past weekend, who was in a bad car versus bike incident on Saturday. It was kind of, I don't use the word funny, Pat, but it was odd because I was at the Rocket Market gas station filling up on gas. We were about to leave for Montana, and Saturday morning. It was probably 6:30 in the morning, and I hear a couple riders behind me, and I look over and I see two riders going around the corner. I'm like, God, I wish I was them. You know, woe is me, and my wife comes out, you know, we have a coffee and a couple pastries. We get in the car, we drive out that way. And all this commotion's happening over in the side of the road. And Sam, you know, you did a little research and talked to a couple people, and we found out that it was indeed somebody we know, a friend of the show, a guy who's been in the studio for Perry Bay Morning, Terry Prime. I guess the situation was, and I'm going to try to paint this to people who aren't on YouTube to watch it. They were side by side. Terry was on the inside, closest to the dirt end of the edge of the road. The other guy who was with him, obviously, Drew, was closest to the white line. Drew was not hit. He was not struck. Terry was struck on the inside by either a distracted or sleeping driver. We haven't just figured out what that was. Struck him hard enough that it flipped him backwards onto the hood of the car. Correct me if I'm getting any of this wrong. The car then, of course, jammed on the brakes, sending him, back forward. He struck the ground pretty violently. List of injuries include multiple contusions, TBI, traumatic brain injury, stitches in his knee so bad that his patella was exposed, stitches on the eye and forehead, plastic surgery needed, an L1 fracture, strained neck, major bruises all over his backside, basically. So first thing is his first thoughts are with Terry. Please heal up, man. He was preparing for a pretty good sized gravel fondo coming up, okay, there's that. I want to get that out of the way, and I want to. We're not going to cure the woes of cycling in a 1 hour podcast, but I definitely want to touch base on this. When I posted something on Facebook, I got a lot of listeners of the show chiming in, and I received a lot of comments on things talking about how many of these stories are popping up way more often these days than they ever have in the past. Riders being struck, and it's become to the point where I just want to go to a building and scream from the rooftops. Does anybody agree with me? Do you feel that's the case, or is it just that they're being more reported? I mean, because we see that in the news. You know, my wife thinks that all parks consist of creepy guys who want to steal your children. It's just because, you know, you're hearing more about the creepy guys who want to steal your children. Back in the day, we'd be there, and then we'd just go, no, I don't want to
candy bar,
pet your dog and go ride in your van with a clown costume and a dental chair.
I do think that it is happening more. I think there's more distracted drivers. I think there's more people that are, you know, getting behind the wheel like intoxicated. Yeah, I do think that's happening more.
Also density. You know, you have more people on the road from both the cycling. Well, maybe not compared to your guys' day, but there's more cyclists out there nowadays and more cars on the road, and we don't do a good job, especially in Spokane, of separating pedestrians or cyclists from traffic. We don't have a good infrastructure. So,
is that the situation? Is it? Do we need to create this situation where there are separate roads entirely? I'm scared. I'm furious, and we have the right to enjoy a sport that we love without fear of never coming home again. And there was one thing that I almost wanted to just snap, and there are a percentage of cyclists who fuck shit up for the rest of us. There are, and they don't have to be on a fixie with a nose ring to blow through a red light. They don't have to be, as they say, some skinny fucking lycra. They don't. There are some of us who are fucking shit up for the rest of us. Mm-hmm. But I think I'd like to believe the majority are not. Is this a situation where drivers are uneducated? Is this a situation where drivers are unpunished? What the fuck is going on? And why isn't there any type of a larger effort to stop this? I mean, Terry's got kids at home.
Uh-huh. I think that we've prioritized cars. I think that we've prioritized these are the people who belong on the road. These are the people that we have built the road for, and we built this whole culture around it's the cars that matter. And that was since we've gotten back from France, it's something that is just I constantly just go back to. There's the pecking order over there, that the pedestrians rule the road, and then there's the cyclists, and then there's the mini motor, mopeds and scooters, and then there's the tiny cars, and then there's the trucks. And if the larger object hits the smaller object, it is the larger object's fault. I mean, why are we wasting our time with building infrastructure? We have infrastructure. A lot of these roads should fit a car and a bike, without a problem. It's that we've somehow given cars the mindset that, hey, you don't have to watch out for anything. They should be watching out for you.
They should have a flashing taillight. They should have a day glow vest. They should have headlights screaming out, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
And if you do, then they're probably in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The litigation situations are turning into this. Well, you shouldn't have been on that road. You should have known better. It was an accident. Well, a lot of car fatalities are also quote unquote accidents. Nobody's intending, not nobody, but a lot of people aren't going out, intending to commit vehicular homicide, but they are. Mm-hmm. They're fucked up. They're distracted. They're doing all these types of things.
I would say definitely culture. Especially on the West Coast. There's here in Spokane, our mayor just passed a big push. They're going to put more bike lanes and more pedestrian friendly, trying to do that. But it also depends on us as individuals too, as opposed to I walk my wife. It's a half a mile from our place to her place of work. No matter what the temperature of weather or whatever, hopping in a car is a lot easier. I mean, you think sometimes there's my ice cream's going to melt, so I'm going to take a car. I mean, but no other culture does that. And we just put this to the point where we like to say we're doing things for the environment or for the good, but it's the actions and not the words that's going to get things done. And until we get to that point where mass transit, I met a guy who was in Seattle. He lived and grew up in Seattle, hadn't been there for a while, went back, and he thought, I remember why I loved Seattle. But when I was in traffic, it wiped out all the joy of being in Seattle. And he said, and I'm thinking, here's this pretty much progressive city.
Yeah.
And they've done a little for mass transit. Everywhere on the Western, in Western Europe, it's that is their priority. And we still push, even it kind of frustrates me with EV vehicles, is we have a governor that pushed for that. How about taking that money, because EV vehicles for people like my mom who live out in the boonies and people on the east part of this United States or state of Washington, it's not really, because it gets freaking cold and to find a charging station, and that's not going to work. How about, we don't have a train to go to Seattle. Can you imagine a train to take us there for 3 hours? Think of the commerce that could be done.
Oh, my God.
So, we can go to a soccer game or whatever,
Well, I imagine there are people who live in Seattle who have close to a 2-hour commute, plus.
I had a friend, and this is in 1987. We graduated in college in 85. And he worked for Hunter Douglas. He lived in Renton. And that's exit, I think, 11 or 10.
Yeah.
And his office was downtown Seattle. It took him 45 minutes. That's 10 miles to go 40. I said, you could frickin' ride a bike, but you're sitting in traffic. 405.
Yeah.
Do you ever go 405 when you're over in Seattle?
Hell no.
And it's bumper to bumper. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the time of day you're going, but yeah.
Why isn't there like a system? Why isn't there a focus on that? And then that encourages, to me, cycling being safe, pedestrians being safer, that type of thing. So it is a culture, and it's going to take a long run. Instead of the mighty car,
Yeah.
that's what we have to do.
Absolutely.
So let's start with, what are the rules you think we cyclists need to, the ones we definitely need to adhere to in order to, if we're going to do our half, what are 2 or 3 or 5 rules that all bike riders need to adhere to? We have a rolling stop. We don't have a rolling stop in this state anymore.
Yes, we do.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You can just roll up to it.
Yeah, you have to treat it like a yield.
Yeah.
There is, so if somebody's on your right.
Yeah.
Even if they're at a stop sign, you have to stop.
So that's no longer necessarily one of the big rules we have to follow.
Well, the basic rule is we have the right to the road to go as far to this is how it's written, far to the right of the road that we deem safe. Now, how do you regulate that? So, and we can ride 2 abreast. Now, I'll bet you 90% of the people in the state have no clue we have those rights.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're underestimating that number.
Yeah,
I think it's
even
98 or 99.
Borky and I found a cop that didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I got a ticket for that. And
for riding 2 abreast.
Yeah, and I couldn't even fight it because it was like 4 counties away. It wasn't worth it. And it was clearly in the legal code that you can ride 2 abreast.
Yeah. It's
Was it
almost
the state of Washington.
This is actually in Missouri, but they have the same.
Yeah, same one.
This isn't going to help us when, people are putting flowers on your grave. But it's almost like we need either a digital link or a laminated mini copy of these rules to show people. And not in a combative way. How do you do that? When some guys, swinging a club at you, going, "This is the rules, though."
I think that it needs to be in the driving test, though. Like that, it should. Like, why do we not have more things in the driving test? Maybe it has changed. Obviously, I've had my license for several years now, but I don't think it's changed.
I feel comfortable saying that it's not in the driving test.
And like, why isn't it to teach you about like the laws of a cyclist and that like cyclists have these rules and you have to follow those, right? Like you can't get mad because they're riding 2 abreast, and you have to take a second, back off the gas, and go around them.
This is what pisses me off. Also, is Granny Anderson is in front of me. I mean, going in town to get her paper, and she's going 4 miles an hour, and she's swerving all over her lane. And suddenly, I can get mad at her, but I can't crash her off the road and kill her.
Yep.
At least not if people find the body. But
I think too, I was talking to a coworker about this, and she was saying that I don't think that you can meaningfully have change unless you somehow make it so that other people are in the shoes of that, right? Like they have somebody who was hit, or they know somebody that hit somebody. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think consequences are real. Like I think that if David and I have talked about it, if like this driver, let's just say, Jane Doe hit Terry, she doesn't have a license anymore for 10 years. 10 years you don't have a license. Like make it significant enough that like, if you do this, it's bad. Yeah. And it's like, we had a friend who was hit, and killed the walker up by the golf course on the other side of the golf course like a couple months ago. And it was one of those things where it's like, man, that sucks. That's a kid, but there's got to be consequences for this. There just has to be consequences, I think, that change that policy, right?
That is the issue. Is these people are getting off with a fine. These people are getting off with, points from their licenses or whatever the punishment scenario is in this state.
And you have to be fair. I'm sure they feel like shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, I can't imagine that lady's probably even thinking, oh, well.
No, I'm sure she's not.
Yeah, but the thing is there's got to be something a little bit more. You talked about an experience,
and we're not being sexist by saying lady.
It
was a female driver. Yeah.
And that's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
So I think it's the country of Colombia, they put guys on a trainer, that bus drivers.
Saw that video. Yeah.
And then they buzzed them with with a bus, and those guys are like, whoa,
Yeah.
And so that's to train the drivers to know what it's like when you pass somebody that close, and at 35, even 35 miles an hour, or 50 kilometers an hour.
We had the Share the Road initiative for a while here. I remember there were license plates, there were stickers, there were all those kind of things. I mean, even at the very least, if we could have some form of a marketing campaign, but a blunt marketing campaign. For example, you might not like my clothes, but I don't want to die. Mm-hmm. Just we're to the point of absolute ridiculous. I also had an idea. I want the tech companies, tech bros listening to me bring this up. I want, when your phone is going over 10 miles an hour, for it immediately to lock you out. You have to put in a major passcode to log back into your phone. So if you're driving in a car and you're the passenger, you have to log in. You know what? Drivers are probably still going to log in to their phones, but less drivers are going to log into their phones.
But also then you have evidence that, hey, you were logged in on your phone.
Yeah. Damn. That takes it up another level.
Yeah.
Boom.
I don't know. I'm with you. The damaging effects that both of these, like the two cases that I'm thinking of with Terry and with this other friend that was actually killed.
Same road.
I'm like, the same road, opposite sides of the golf course.
Park. Yeah.
30 mile an hour zone.
Yeah.
Like
wide shoulders too.
Yeah.
Wide shoulders on both. I'm just like, I just think that there has to be consequences for this. And I understand there's a consequence of the psychological side that they are going to face. But I'm like, no, there needs to be an actual, because that's the only thing that's going to deter people from doing this in the future. Like, we got buzzed this last weekend out on freaking Bradshaw Road at 7 a.m.
Middle of nowhere.
Mini Cooper. Yeah, exactly. Middle of nowhere police. Think Wheatfield.
Fuckers that drive that.
I know.
I am sorry.
I actually almost texted you
I
because
thought you were cool with a little chin music.
I was like, I almost texted you like, hey, all people that drive Mini Coopers are assholes. And then I was like, but yeah, I was like, man, it's 7 a.m. out in the wheat fields. Why are you this close to us? Yeah.
It's spite. It's cock knocker who thinks it's fucking cool.
Yeah. Who just wants to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's just, like, that shouldn't be, if you're going to do that, there's probably going to be consequences to it. Like, there just needs to be something to that.
Yeah.
Well, outside, the other distraction, because I have my city car, there's a screen on all new cars now, and you have CarPlay. And even back before even all that, radios were the distraction. Mm-hmm. People just now we have so much electronics. Even for me, I have to use the SavNav to do my inspections, and I look over every once in a while, and it's like, oh crap, what's the next? And all it takes is that split second. We have so many distractions in modern times with advances, the technological advances. There's no way we're going to be able to pull that back.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on that.
Yeah, modern cars are like they give you all these warnings.
Distracting.
Yeah,
those are distracting.
But also, I don't know this about every car, but hopefully modern cars do their best to avoid you running off the road and hitting the guy on the inside line. I have a hard time imagining that lady had a car with lane assist.
Yeah.
My
RV will break if I come up to something quick enough, and I've had it before where actually. I think like a tumbleweed came across the road and I almost went through the fucking windshield.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh God, it's effective as shit, but it's. Yeah. But no, I agree with you. And by the way, we keep mentioning about this person and, they're probably very distraught and stuff like that. And this is going to sound, I'm the one who's blunt on the podcast. So fuck your feelings. If Terry Prime, if somebody had to go home to his family and tell his kids that dad's dead, fuck your feelings. Yeah. You screwed up. You deserve to be miserable for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, you can heal.
Yeah.
But right now, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And you need to understand that. And there needs to be some consequences because it's just, I'm sorry. As you say, we live in a car-favored culture. I'm not going to become one of those, You know, that reminds me of those characters from like Portlandia. It's like, hey man, I don't even own a car. Fuck, poo, bah, poo, bah. You know, I'm not going to turn into that guy, but I am going to say that, yeah, we live in there is room on these roads. You guys are talking about Europe, and I'm looking at a lot of the European roads. They're a glorified bike path, and two cars can come at opposite directions, and a bike can be on that road, and everybody's going to be fine.
Yes.
Because they slow the fuck down and they let somebody by.
And they take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Because there's consequences.
Yeah.
You will end up in a French fucking jail.
Yeah.
That's not a good place.
No, it's not somewhere I want to be.
Oh, man. Holy shit. Do you guys think this is why, or one of the major reasons why gravel and mountain biking are making such a resurgence? Or not a resurgence, a surgence?
I do. I get it. I get it. Mackenzie my wife has loved riding mountain bike gravel because we're away from cars. It's a big thing.
Certainly the people that I know I got into it, that was part of it. Some of it is because it's new and different.
Yeah.
But I think there's a majority, and I know one guy that rode bikes all the way through law school and everything down in Santa Barbara that I've known. He's a retired attorney, and he will not ride on the road anymore. He's had too many close calls, and gravel roads are less travel. But I'm from farm country, and it's occasionally some of those farmers are
just as bad.
Crazy, like 50 miles an hour on a gravel road.
Yeah.
Over the top of a rise, you don't have control.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and I've been a part of it too. You know, when I worked on farms. So, yeah, it's not the total safe place, but I can see the traffic is less, so your odds are less. So,
if you were a parent today, would you let your kid be a road cyclist?
Yep, 100%.
Paul would 100%.
Yeah, I think that I just really want to see change, but there are inherent, like issues with all sport. You know, if you're going to be active, like the person that was hit and killed was a walker.
Yeah.
Like we're not supposed to walk on the streets now either. Like, yeah, I just think I would, but I just hope things change.
I mean, this podcast is preaching to the choir right now. I guarantee that 99.999% of the people listening to this show are just saying, well, we agree with you, brother. What can we do? And then in some bar somewhere, there's a person at the far end just going, fuck them. David, you experienced a road rage incident, and I can only imagine, does it still have an effect on you today?
Yeah, I think anytime this happens, it takes me back to that feeling of just like, there's really nobody protecting you out there.
Yeah, I mean, your person got off scot-free.
Yeah.
There were no consequences.
Multiple offenses. This person had done this to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah. So, and I thought it was a very reasonable ask to just take their license away. That seems pretty reasonable to me, but we don't cut the fat in America. In a lot of regards, I think, like with giving people licenses, you just got to cut the fat sometimes. They don't deserve it anymore. They blew their chance. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's a privilege.
Okay.
Well, how do you split hairs? The problem is we have to have legislators that have a backbone. It's brought to them for years. Even when I was starting, this has always been a problem.
Yeah.
But we don't have anybody who wants to step forward and say, hey, the car can be evil. You'd
lose votes.
Like,
you'd lose
exactly
votes. You'd lose
right.
support from the auto industry and the oil industry and all that kind of stuff.
If he was drunk and ran somebody off the road, that driver, in a car, he would have charges. Or even if it's a road rage against another vehicle, that's a problem. It's just not. Some of our laws are just not. They're so out of whack, out of balance.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, but it's not going to stop me from going out. But
this ingrained mentality that we are in the way is above and beyond ridiculous to this point now, and that the cars pay for the right. I've heard that one. I pay fucking taxes, dude. So do I.
Yeah.
I have 2 cars at home. This isn't my sole mode of transportation.
I own property. Property tax pays for some of the roads in Spokane.
Yeah.
So, Yeah,
Wait,
had that
I didn't
argument.
think any of them wanted to live in a socialist state anyway, so so they shouldn't be on the roads that the socialist state pays for. Then, sorry.
Funny story about that. I was
Good. We need funny.
We were out by it's the Rifle Club, on where we do the TNT. I'm riding with some of the older. This is back in early 2000s, with guys that are all doctors and attorneys, and we're, double pace line. There's about 10 of us, and this car buzzes us, and then he's pissed off, and he's like, slam. It's 25 miles an hour. He's doing 40 and buzzes us. Goes around, goes back the next way, and turns around and tries to buzz us again. And we turned off into this residential area before you get to where the gun club is. And the guy goes past us again in the residential flying, and one of the locals screams, "Slow down!" A guy slams on his brakes, and he comes back to the guy that lives there, and he just storms out, and he's like he's going to punch him. And he said, you don't have the right to tell me. I mean, he was going after not us, and we rolled up, and all of a sudden this guy's sitting there going, and you guys,
Yeah.
he goes, I pay taxes. And I'm looking at these doctors and attorneys, and I'm like, really, you think?
Yeah.
Your 1985 Audi 100.
Yeah.
You pay taxes compared to these guys. That whole mentality has to just be destroyed, and it's just I don't know how to get to it. It's just ridiculous. I was just laughing out loud. I was just like, you're such a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
But you can't fix stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fix stupid, and the stupid is the majority who have controlling interests in whether we come home safe or not. And so I know there's no way to fix it. I know there's no way to fix it, and I know it's going to be an ongoing struggle. And I would love to be able to find a way to calmly help people, and we're fucking morons in this country, so it's got to be some kind of a nice little jingle. It's got to be ba da ba ba ba, don't kill me, just something chill like that, and then we have a little stuffed animal who's adorable, who looks like one of those little monkey kid things that the little kids are carrying around now on their belts, or something like that. It's a bike. Don't kill Stevie the cyclist. We got to have some kind of an ad campaign like that makes it cute, that makes it popular. Hell, we were all walking around with fucking Lance Armstrong wristbands about 20 years ago. Why can't we do something like that and create some sort of...
Don't put me in that mix.
Yeah, well, you didn't. I did. I wore the fucking thing. I was hook, line, and sinker. I was like, man, this guy's cool. Look at him fight the bad guys. Go get him, buddy.
Jesus.
Now I'm like, oh,
son of a
bitch.
God, did crow taste terrible?
Yeah. I was part of the problem, wasn't I?
Here's maybe some of the solution is, back when I was working at a bike shop, a teacher from Mullen Road came up, and her husband was a frequent flyer into the shop. And she says, hey, I teach third grade there. Do you mind coming to the school?
Yeah.
And doing something. And I ended up doing like high school stuff too. And I'm thinking, a lot of kids thought it was cool because I'm sitting there showing up, talking about bikes, and it brought some attention. If you get your kids, once people have a connection that their kid's on the bike, then they will respect the adult that's on the bike because their kid's out there, that type of thing.
That's good.
And so to me, it's like if we can get younger people out on their bikes and using their bikes, and then teaching the rules, and they can even educate their parents about the rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be more effective than, the cuddly bear.
But we could include the cuddly bear.
Well, we'll give small little cuddly bears to all the kids if they pass.
Stevie the cyclist.
Yeah.
No, not
When
Stevie.
I retire, I'd be more than glad to do that.
Wow.
That would be something I would indoctrinate the hell out of those kids.
Indoctrinate. Don't use that word.
Don't use that word. I'm a teacher. Don't use that word.
Come on, everybody's doing it. Stevie the cyclist says.
Look at him.
Oh, no. David, how you doing over there, man?
Good.
You switched to real beer. I'm proud of you.
I did. It was time.
Big boy, stepping up to the big leagues.
Yep.
We were giving him flashbacks when he got nailed off the road.
Well,
got to drink it away.
Yeah.
And how many? Who's had an incident? Who in this room has had an incident? Car versus.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
But leaving the bike shop that I was just talking about, I was crossing 29th, and this lady who was going the opposite direction decided she wanted to turn around and like tag me in the back of my bike and just like talk up my wheel, and then sped off across the parking lot. It was Lincoln Heights shopping center, and just took off. I mean, she was totally in the wrong. I don't know if she was drunk or whatever. It was before cell phones. She wasn't distracted. She was just dumb. And it scared the crap out of me. I mean, I mean, I didn't go down. I was able to clip out at the right time. But
wow.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've always separated there's the drivers that want to buzz you or roll call. They just want to be a dick.
Yeah.
Buzz you at 7 a.m. in their Mini Cooper. I don't think they really want to hurt you. And they at least know you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just want to be a dick.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. And I actually have an easier time blowing that one off. I think what happened to me is incredibly rare that you meet somebody who just like wants to hit you.
Yeah.
But what happened to Terry, I think, is actually what's scarier.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you don't come home. Is the person that's not paying attention. And so I think we talk a lot about people not respecting cyclists and yada yada. But really, I don't think the majority of people want to kill a cyclist. They might want to buzz you or roll call, which is annoying. Yeah. But I bet you that lady doesn't. She could even honestly have cyclists in her family.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, it just sounds like she's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that is the case of a perfect storm. Like you described that perfectly, and then I think that those are the different categories. But I do think that there are a lot of distracted drivers, and rarely do the consequences, or do the outcomes match the severity of the problem, right?
Yeah,
so it's where like you're texting and driving, you could hit somebody. Well, yeah, but 99% of the time I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it just takes that one, right? Yeah. But that one is life-changing for you and that person. And so it's like I agree with you, and those are the more scary events, but I think that the only way to get on top of it, like preventing it, is having people afraid enough that like, that would mess up my whole life.
Yeah.
It was like the meth people coming to the schools as when we were kids, and it was like, don't do meth, kids. It would like show you what like meth addicts were and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, that looks awful.
Yeah.
Or I'll never forget like they brought in like these.
It's a great weight loss though.
Yeah.
Weight loss.
These human
Power
lungs
weight
to like our elementary school that were all black and tarnished from like smokers. And I was like, I don't want to smoke.
Our PE teacher has it's not real, but he has like a pound of fat that he'll show students.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like that'll scare you.
Yeah.
Scare you right and skinny.
Lay out the Skittles, you little shit.
They'll be all over your fucking body.
Yeah. Where's the Mountain Dew?
Diet. Give me the Diet Mountain Dew. Okay. I don't know. I just as soon as this happened to Terry, and then as soon as I heard other listeners, chiming in and telling me things that had happened to them, I know that this platform is not going to be an effective platform because I'm talking to cyclists. Yeah. But if there's any method, I liked yours, Paul. I think the greatest thing we got out of this was be able to infiltrate the schools,
indoctrinate,
go in and get them at the young age. We all might be fucked at this bar, but maybe slowly over time, kids, even if they don't become cyclists, they might remember back in the day where they had this class, or they might remember back in the day when they had a good time riding with their pals or something like that. Because my entire childhood consisted of being on my bike, and it was my ultimate form of freedom.
Yep.
And
I try to figure out how to tell every single patient that I'm a cyclist.
Do you?
I do.
Do you flex?
No, but I'll figure out how to drop the fact that I'm faster than them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm a cyclist usually. Like I'll just bring up exercise and casual conversation, and then if they make some sort of comment, I will straight up say, "Well, next time you get annoyed, just remember it might be me."
Yeah.
And I'll tell people that.
Good luck getting your prescription filled now, fucker.
If you kill me, there's no more oxycodone.
No more oxy.
You just watch the needle come off the record in there and just like, what? Oh my God.
But I think if you're a nice person and you interact with society and you let them know that you're a cyclist, it's similar to what we were talking about with the kids, where they see their kid then.
Mm-hmm. There's a connection.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, my friend or my doctor, he's a cyclist, so I'll be nice to them.
Yeah. I think, and as you said, David, you said it incredibly well, because, we could do these awareness programs. We could do these types of things. But many times, and with some of the, many of these situations are just people distracted or doing something stupid that has nothing to do with give them 3 feet, with nothing to do with, I'm a cyclist. I have a family. Please don't kill me. It's negligence. It's people just doing dumb shit.
Yep.
And it's our phones. Again, back to the app that shuts your phone off.
I think it's great.
Yep. But then they're going to pair it to their car, and then they can do it all there anyway, and so we're fucked. I blame Elon. Okay, there, we didn't fix Dick. But we tried.
I blame Elon.
I do. And my mouse isn't working, so I can't play a single fucking sound effect.
Oh, that's a shame.
Aren't those like tied to like F keys or something?
They are, but
Why don't you
only
just
when it
hit one of
works.
those?
Well, I'm trying, Sam. Do you see me
it's
working?
moving. It's moving.
Real professional.
If you move real
podcast.
fast, if you
People don't show
move it
up
back and
on
forth, it gets
time.
big. Look at that.
Oh yeah, we just need to.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me. There we go. See, we'll play. There he goes. Let's switch gears to tonight's headlines, brought to us with some help from our friends at Muck Off. Keep it clean, make it clean, protect the investment. Muck Off. Please, God, use the link at packfiller.com, because I gotta install a cooler, quiet air conditioner in here.
You do.
Don't you guys agree?
Yes.
It's currently pushing 76 degrees in here.
If you get a heat pump, you won't hear it.
Actually, just get your central air in, and
You don't have central air in this house?
No. That would cure all your situations.
What are you doing?
I'm.
No.
Sam,
How much does central air cost?
$3,000.
No bullshit. Is it
Yeah,
really
3
that
to
cheap?
5. Mm-hmm.
here's the deal.
Fucking what?
Here's the deal.
Yes, my parents just did it.
People stop.
Oh, Ma Waples wins again.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is that the older you get, the less you sweat. You
Yeah,
stop
it's true.
producing heat because you're slowly dying. You need it to be hotter.
That's
in the room.
where I'm at.
Hey, I'm glistening quite nicely right now, fucker.
I'm not me.
I'm still
this
young.
Is perfect.
It's my youth. So when I'm lying in bed and the sheets are soaked, I'm young.
I'm still young.
Yeah, just tell yourself I'm still young.
Still got it, baby.
Except it's more like sugar, baby.
Still got it, baby. Nothing's wrong with me. I really want it to go away. Someday I'm going to listen back to these episodes and I'm just like, holy shit.
That was months.
She thinks I'm cute.
Rudolph. That's Rudolph.
Clarice.
I went to be a dentist.
Yes, Hermie. Okay, so news time. The second week of the Vuelta kicked off with a bang on stage 10 with a mountaintop finish where Jay Vine took his second stage and Jonas Vingegaard took back the red leader's jersey. In case you guys aren't following, Vingegaard is part of the selection that formed on the final ascent behind Vine, which distance overall leader Torsten Train. Did anybody know his name before this race?
No.
Okay, good.
He came from
Paul.
Unit X.
He did. Which about 7K to go. He is now leading by 26 seconds ahead of Train and 38 seconds ahead of third place Joao Almeida at that team, the team. And we're going to talk about that team here in a second. Also part of the selections was Tom Pidcock, maintained his fourth place at 58 seconds back. So does anybody have any overall impressions of the Vuelta in terms of who can potentially top Vingegaard? Is there anybody who you think could do it? Everybody's shaking their heads at me. I would switch camera to that. Everybody's shaking their heads. Sam is giving me a little bit of an inquisitive,
It is his race to lose because he does have a super squad there. I mean, Mateo's effort today was like fucking legendary.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He had that same drained face that we saw when he's like going up, cold lows, where he's just like,
Yeah.
just like staring off into the depths of death. But There are other. I mean, I think that there are other people that are there, opportunity-wise. There's some definite unrest in the UAE, which I don't know if you're going to talk about.
I'm going to touch.
All right, I won't touch it now. I won't take that from you then. But yeah, I think there's possible.
No. Everybody else is no. Speaking of which, that drama is being stirred up in the UAE camp with Juan Ayuso. Accused his team of being, and I conclude, quote, more like a dictatorship after the announcement that he would be leaving UAE Team Emirates XRG at the end of the season was published unexpectedly on the Vuelta a España rest day. On Monday evening, the team sent a press release confirming that Ayuso and UAE had reached an agreement to end his contract through 2028 early. And he would be leaving at the end of the year. However, speaking at the start of Stage 10, Ayuso then accused the team management of reneging on an official unwritten agreement that the news of his exit would not only be made official after the Vuelta ends on the 14th. Anybody got a theory on the reason for the departure?
He is drama queen? I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, he seems to have a
like
problem
a diva.
with his head. Yeah. Because if you look at that whole squad, no one has. It would be one thing, like Picnic Post, or before that, the DSM team. There's people like, I got to get the hell out of here. You know, it just, some teams just don't fit. But it seems like everybody in UAE seems to be getting along really well, and they're on the program of taking care of these guys. Ayuso was like nowhere. Loses 10 minutes. The next day goes on his own to win, and then he's not around to help Almeida. It's like that. That's terrible. And my dad used to say, you know, even if he's leaving or they were working on behind the scenes,
put the goddamn toilet seat down.
Yeah, no. What are you doing in the bathroom all day long? Let somebody else have a chance.
What do I look like? The goddamn electric company? Turn off the fucking lights. Sorry.
So anyway, to look at that situation, I think he's just a bedwetting baby personally. And
you think so? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
And that's just crap. And my dad used to say that you always, even when you know you're leaving, you always don't burn bridges. Make sure, because you don't know what's in your future. He's not going to be welcome back to
this bridge.
He goes to
worse.
a different. Oh yeah, it's like fried.
Yeah.
Also, those teammates that are going to be in the league for a while.
Yeah, these are the guys.
He's pissing all over them.
Yeah, and you're in a breakaway with him, and he says, "Hey man, old teammate, you want to help?" Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like,
an
I'm
ass.
not
To me, it does. I do understand a little bit in the concept that team is all for one.
not going into the Vuelta.
Not the Vuelta, but yeah.
Mhm.
But
And he had his
it's
chance.
like he wants to compete for being, like, okay, well, Todd's not here, so I'm the leader.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, well, buddy, like, Todd is the leader of this team. Things get moved around otherwise. I don't know. It seems like he's fighting to be also the leader of the team,
Yeah.
not the pecking order.
In continued drama dealing with UAE, how about the short little spat between Tom Pidcock and Joao Almeida? I don't know if you guys know this moment where Pidcock confirmed that Joao Almeida had apologized to him after the start of Stage 10. 2 days after the Portuguese rider told him to, quote, grow some balls on the final climb of Stage 9. I'm laughing because
It's something I would have said back in the day.
damn, back in the day, you mean back in yesterday?
Yeah.
Literally yesterday?
And again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because how much trash talk do you think happens within the pro peloton on a consistent
Not enough.
basis? I mean, I keep thinking of, even as
seen
far
me,
back as the
David?
Bernardino days. I guarantee you there were some things that can't be translated from French to English that Bernardino probably used on riders.
But he was El Patron.
He was. But there's got to be, bash left and right.
But it happens even because I'm a big NorCal cycling fan, and
Yeah.
I love watching American crits things, and you can hear the banter.
Crit beef.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, even they're friends, but they're like, "Whoa, quit cutting me in the corner." Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah.
you're in the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
that shit's gonna happen. But they're friends afterwards. But with the situation with Almeida and Pidcock was that Pidcock was not taking a poll.
Yeah.
And I understand. He said, Paycock said, the thing is he was pulling so hard, I couldn't pull through. And he tried a couple of times. Then you don't have the right to sprint around him for a place.
Yeah.
That's the part. It's like, no, I get you. You had me until you get to the finish line and switch. That is not cool in my book.
Yeah.
No, I would
I
probably.
would have done it. I have no problem with that.
And you're not cool.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Paul, you've always been a guy who's been a little more of an action than words kind of a person, right? You don't have you ever lost
much.
it with somebody in a race? And
No, I've done bad things without words, but I have. I don't think I ever said anything.
Okay.
I don't think I'm trying to think back. It's 40 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing that can be traced.
I got a little plaque in the brain right now. So
Yeah.
Anybody
else? Sam, it's kind of become your motto.
Yeah.
You're the
I
guy
have
who
called people every word in the English dictionary. Whoa, that came out.
and that's D-I-C-K.
Yeah,
T-I-O-N-A.
that's one of the words that I have used.
Dictionary.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not a good role model. I don't
David,
even pretend.
are you action speaks louder than words, or are you a fellow?
You've never.
Yeah, action speaks louder than words.
Really?
Yeah,
Jackson
I would
is
rather
too.
just drop them if I could.
Yeah.
Back in soccer, I would just get even.
Yeah.
You know?
Jackson's the kind of guy who lets out a little bit of return banter, but he's never the one initiating it.
Oh my God, I'm the best at it. That's why you and I get along so well.
Maybe that is.
It is.
Because although you need to learn the art of projection, because I apparently can be heard a quarter mile away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like parents are covering their kids' ears. It's like when the bad guy rolls into town in a Western and everybody's just like, Black Bart's in town, and they're just running out into there. Doors are closing. You can hear the nails being pounded into the windows. Pat's in town. He's gonna fuck all our kids up.
Yep.
I have been known to be loud at bike races.
No.
And
No.
It's true. It's true. Am I the only one who's ever regretted some of the things you've said at a bike race?
Yes. I've never regretted anything I've
Never
said.
regretted.
Well, if you don't say anything, then you have nothing to
Yeah,
regret. I've made some regrettable moves, like
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
No, I've been an asshole, and I have never once apologized for that.
Really?
Never.
You've never
once.
apologized?
Never once.
I don't know if I really
I don't
have
think that
either.
I'm the asshole.
Really?
No.
You better change the beginning of your show.
Yeah.
You might be one of the, there's an asshole.
And one asshole. I might be
I
saying,
think we need two.
Yeah.
Ooh,
think we
there's
need
two of us.
Two assholes.
There's two assholes.
Well, Sam and I kind of rise to the surface at different times.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But we're always willing to fill that void. One of us.
There's always one in the room.
Yep.
Right now, two.
Yeah.
Which means somewhere there's a group discussion and they're all getting along wonderfully because there's no asshole there. We've fucked up the ratio.
Yep.
Until Black Bart Pat comes into town.
I can't whistle. I'm laughing too hard. Pat, the asshole's here. Here he comes. Fucking right. Fuck your mother. 'Cause if you don't, I will.
Oh my.
Wow.
That's on the bike.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
you would never
Yeah.
say that in
No, I
any
would
other
never say that
situation.
in public.
No.
Yeah.
Not as far as you know. All right, I believe we solved all the problems in the world.
And created some.
Yeah, and created some, very likely. Hey, and my mouse works, so it's time to switch to our segments tonight. Thanks to you, our listener, to you guys. Patreon is back up on the homepage, and I know I've been saying this a lot, but we're getting subscribers coming in, and it's been wonderful. People helping us out for as little as $1 a month. I sound like an NPR pledge drive. You too can help keep us on the air.
That's nice.
All you have to do is touch my sweaty balls.
Well, shreddy boys.
Jesus.
You guys don't know that sketch.
No.
You guys, that's this SNL sketch. It's not.
Look up.
I obviously
Look up
don't know
sweaty
enough
balls.
SNL sketches as I sent a meme of that one.
Yeah.
That was an SNL,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Sketch. Yeah. Shit's gay.
Alex Baldwin and
Yeah. Alec Baldwin going, everybody loves my sweaty balls.
yeah. I like putting your sweaty balls in my mouth.
Oh my god!
Look it up.
Yeah,
Look it up.
funny.
It's
I now
hilarious.
know why this is not rated, or whatever
It's
the hell
not-
this
It's
podcast
an E.
is
It
rated.
gets an E.
E
Yeah.
explicit.
Are we not rated?
We're rated
We are
explicit.
Devo.
We're not. We're ranked, but we're not rated.
Oh.
Yeah, because people like it dirty.
Jesus. This is why.
It always,
This is why
you
Jackson's
notice the
not
show
here.
just like takes us nosedive
Yeah.
about an hour in.
Where is Jackson?
When Jackson's not here.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
exactly.
We
Yeah.
need a
Keeps us
regular.
so. He's like, guys, recenter.
Yeah.
Focus up.
Too
Like,
pervy.
no, he just sit in the corner and go, hey now.
Hey,
Hey
hey.
now.
Yellow card.
Yeah. We got to get to our segments tonight, don't we? I already did that, but we're going to start with Paul gets first time tonight. Changing Times with Paul Main. Tonight's theme is doing more with less. Kind of a theme of the entire podcast. And my nasal passages. What do you got for us tonight, Paul?
Well, it was kind of what was similar to, in many aspects, what we were talking about, distractions and having all these things on in a car. You know, we used to drive without all these distractions, and I think just passing it on back down to bikes, that Clint, the mullet Clint, said to me, and he's going, "What the hell is on your bike?" He's looking at my Cane Creek, rim brakes.
Yeah.
He goes, well, they're just like this big, like, vice or something. They're called rim brakes. And I said, you think if I had disc brakes in electronic shifting, I'd go faster? Mouth open.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's sometimes I think we get hung up on maybe trying to keep up on the technology. And I know it's, for everybody else, like power is a big issue. It's something you rate and gauge your effort. But when you dive so deep into where your head's sunk and you're losing the whole point of what we did, like on Thursday, that was fun for me for 5 kilometers. It was full gas. I mean, it reminded me of, the speed back when I was younger.
Freaking awesome.
It was fast and it was fun. And I just would have had more speed, but it is what it is. But, that's the thing. That was the joy. And it had nothing to do with having a power meter, disc brakes, or electronic shifting, and I think that sometimes we get caught up in that people feel excluded from bike racing because they don't have the latest technology. They don't have they can't do that, and I think that's a shame. But you can do more with less. I mean, I hung around. I didn't have electronic shifting or disc brakes.
Yeah.
And I'm 62.
To the end, and I'm like, where'd you come from?
Yeah, I beat him up the hill. He's like, his eyes are bleeding.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible. He looked
Do you
like crap.
think you could equate that, like, for example, working in a high school, there's this constant talk to students about looking up from their screens, screenagers, is the term that is given to it. And I remember talking to some students about, have you ever found yourself in a moment where, let's say you're in a waiting room in a doctor's office or something like that, where you just put your phone down and you just try to exist in that moment? Have you ever tried that? And I can just see their eyes widen. They couldn't imagine it. And I am not without guilt in this. When I'm sitting there doing nothing, I'll grab my phone and I'll just start scrolling and looking at random stuff. But do you think that it could be done? I mean, Paul, we're the generation where it came into our lives. Many of these people now, it is born a part of their lives. So to have that taken away would be removing a legitimate part of their experience. And it almost just seems like, I don't know if they can. It's just interesting to try and think about
bringing that up to my wife and I switched cell carriers, and of course you walk in, and they get commission.
You're T-Mobile, aren't you?
I am now.
Freaking German. I knew it.
No,
it's because it's European, huh?
No, because I had this other carrier.
Telecom.
I had this other carrier forever, and it's like every time I go in there and try and say, listen, this is all I want, and they just belt you, would just cover you with all these different, like, oh, we'll save you tons of money. Every time I get the bill, it's just as much or more. And it's like, and then I'll call, and you have to wait for an hour, to talk to somebody.
Yep.
And because you can't talk to the salesman, they're
Nope.
like, well, So, and they're like, well,
my manager.
you know, because of where the area you live, there's a special surcharge for blah, blah, blah. It's like, this has been going on for years. I'm changing. And so we did. But nevertheless, the guy's, of course, starts up top. He says, you know, we have really old phones. They're not even 5G compatible. He says, like, I can't even help you with that, and blah, blah, blah. You know, I could give you this package for, and I said, we're not saving any money that way. Listen, we text. We go to Europe.
Show me your new phone. It's a flip phone, isn't it?
No way.
Damn it.
No. And so it's like, I'm just telling you, and talking to him is like, well, and I said, well, the thing is Verizon has, you know, this game, but it's just a basic, it's a 16E. There's nothing special about it, because really think about what you do with your phone. You know, you look up, for me, it's like, I use my maps. I use, you know, I text and call because I'm old. I call, not text all the time. And, you know, and then every once in a while I look at like Bundesliga scores. But, you know, now everything's done. Everything's done. The generation now is like everything is done, like communication's done constantly, not face to face. And I refuse to go into, although you did catch me, in self-serving like grocery stores and stuff where you check yourself, self-check.
Yeah.
But that's because the other line was forever and I had to get back to work. But, you know, I think it's important for us to, you know.
I agree. I think generationally it's shifted. That people just don't, you know.
And is that
your original point? First off, Bundesliga I think comes free with T-Mobile because, you know. But
I have the free app anyway.
I know. Anyway. I did a bike fit today on somebody from a circa 2011 really lightweight rim brake bike, and I was like, fuck, this is like the creme de la creme. I'm like, this isn't even UCI legal. And I'm thinking, like, you know, like what was so great back then, right, is you could just change things out and people get caught up in like all the new modern technology. And it is like, just ride what brings you joy. And you know,
absolutely,
like I think we get caught up in too much of it. I've been directing so many people lately to like, hey, like we've gotten a couple friends that have gotten into road cycling. Chris Madnich, he's a local rider that's been, you know, riding with us more. And I'm like, dude, get a road bike. Just rim brake. Who cares? Like, you know, you get it at the bike swap. You can get a used bike for cheap. You can get out there. Yeah. So, yeah, don't get caught up on all the new tech.
A lot of times they're lighter.
Yep.
Doing more with less.
I think I brought it back to your original point, but I don't really remember anymore. I need another beer.
There you go. There you go. And in that case, fit tips. If I could say I'm an Ambassador Cycling. Be sure to check out ambassadorcycling.com because, you know, he'll tell you to buy a rim brake bike.
I'll just tell you to buy a bike.
There,
yeah. Bicycles are great. I've hit all bikes.
There you go.
Even trikes.
Trikes?
Oh,
did you do one?
Adult trikes or like little Johnny on his trike?
I fit the other day a recumbent tricycle. And you know what? The guy, it's all he could ride. And
no, I get that. But
I was like, you know what? Good on you.
It has to be completely different because contacts are different.
It was totally different. Yeah. It was like we were dealing with lumbar support.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of cool. A different challenge to my job.
I was expecting little Johnny walking in going, you know.
Yeah.
My radio flyers, I think the sound's too low.
The green machine.
Billy, the bully down the street keeps catching up to me, beating the shit out of me.
I need to raise my
You don't even have to try to be nasally. You're just already there.
I am. I don't even have to hold my nose anymore.
Because when I do hold my nose, it sounds really bad.
That's true. But still similar.
Yes.
So my fit tip is I've actually have done a couple of them now, and I have done them on, I will say, they try to advertise them as like, these are cleats for everybody, but they're not cleats for everybody, I don't think. They're called Meg cleats, and they're magnetic cleats. Wow. Really cool for like the older generation. I've fit several of them for like e-bikes and stuff like that want to, you know, like be able to pull their foot off very easily, but still like, you know, have good contact with the bike. And they're just really strong magnets that are attached to these platform pedals. So it pulls your foot to that point. And then, but you can easily just like, there's no twisting off or anything. You just pick it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
but mag pedals, they're really cool, and they also do allow for like a really good fit as well, because you can get very precise with where your foot is supposed to go on the pedal, because when you just have a platform pedal, there's a lot of fore and aft and medial lateral movement that can happen with it. So
No shit.
yeah, mag pedals.
Have you fit any of those?
I don't know if I'm sponsored by them.
Those all angle entry.
I had a guy bring those to me the other day.
Those are weird.
They're weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks
They're
like
like
two
arrow
small-
lights.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a shaft and like a ball on there.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
it's more of a
supposed to like be able to move.
Yeah.
With your foot, which fucking nightmare. Like that. If I'm gonna steer you away from a couple of things, which I don't know if this is where you're going from, don't get anything like that. Your foot should not be moving. Stable is what you want. It's just like with the foot, good like stable shoe is what you want. The Hoka's, Nike Frees of the world that just have your foot collapse, nightmare. Same thing on a bike. So that, and then I can see the saddle in my brain, but whatever the one is that has bi-saddle, and you can adjust it both sides, both sides independently, and
Saddle
so it's like
shouldn't adjust.
everybody comes in. No, saddle should not adjust.
You
like
adjust
No,
to your
no.
saddle.
yeah. You break your sit bones in. But like each saddle moves, each side moves independently. And so everybody comes in and like, yeah, I'm getting like a lot of saddle sores on the right. Because your saddle is like a 168 on the right and a 143 on the left. It's not anywhere near symmetrical. So don't get either one of those things. Symmetry is a beautiful thing.
Where are they finding these products? Are these just
I think
like,
chiropractors make them. I've had too much now.
I was wondering if it was like on some random,
Those shots are catching up.
scrolling through of like, AliExpress. It's just like,
I don't even know.
Hoppy Good Time Saddle Company, Jesus
I need to make some of
Christ.
this snake oil shit.
You should.
Yeah,
Cash out.
Cash in before you go.
Yeah.
You do it. Wow. David, I sent you, but you didn't respond, so I don't know if you're ready for this.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. You sure?
Yep.
All
He
right.
doesn't even
Beer.
know what the
He's
question
gonna
is
wing
yet.
it.
Beer is a good recovery.
Here's a good recovery.
Was that the
It is
topic?
that one. It's how to make the perfect Amazon-based old fashioned.
Oh, got that one on lockdown.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we heard about that. That was in the green room, and it was an extra long green room
Yes,
tonight.
it's
So
really-
For
Yeah.
some reason, yeah.
I don't know why.
we had a story about
Mama.
Paul chasing your mother around a
Yeah.
grocery store.
You ran into Mama
Yes, I
Waples?
did.
She had to go to the.
You're gonna have to listen.
She
to
had
the
to go
show.
to the feminine hygiene aisle to escape him.
No, I cut her off. I knew she was
Cut her off.
going
Knew
to.
she was headed that way.
She's post-menopausal. She was not going to go
yeah,
down
yeah.
there. I knew that was the aisle she was
There you
going
go.
down.
No, I with all the stuff that we were talking about recently, and we've seen it happen even in the big races where they're on the side of the road and the riders crashed, and they're doing this quick, 1, 2, 3, how many fingers am I holding up kind of a concussion protocol. And how effective is that? And number two, for a guy who is riding with, your buddy crashes or something like that. I went down on the 4th of July and I was like, I can ride home. And you're like, no, Pat, you can't. Are there any simple kind of 1, 2, 3 rules for detecting this other than the fact that, they're slurring speech and,
Yeah.
blood coming out of their ears?
Yeah.
Pupil
and eyes.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One pupil's way bigger than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was imagining answering this the way you're getting at, which is for the average Joe, when your friend crashes, when do you call for a ride?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when do you tell them it's fine to ride home? I mean, there's the obvious stuff. If your friend is unconscious for any period of time, they are not riding home. If there's damage on the helmet, it's probably not a good idea to ride home. If they're at all confused, definitely not a good idea to ride home. If their vision is at all changed, not a good idea to ride home. If they vomited, just go to the ER. Definitely not a good idea to ride home.
Yeah.
So there's tools we use in the office, or a while ago we talked about the UCI cards that they're using. It's like a modified SCAT-FI, which is a sports concussion assessment tool. It's just basically walks you through how to assess whether or not there's a concussion present. I don't think people should focus on remembering how to deliver a SCAT-5. I think you should just look for basic signs that they've hit their head really hard and they need to rest and get home safely in a car. And I think it's things like the things that would be more subtle that you should pick up on are maybe a little bit of double vision. I mean, we all do the like, how many fingers am I holding up? But I think it's valuable. Or if it's like they can't see their Garmin for some reason now, but they could before. The helmet, I think, is a big one. I don't think that's as... I think some people would overlook that. Look at their helmet, make sure it's not dented. If it's dented, just call it for the day. And I mean, any sort of confusion, obviously. And honestly, if they hit their head, nobody's going to blame you for just being like, hey, you hit your head pretty hard. I know your helmet looks fine, but you should just get a ride home today. They're kind of simple signs to look for. There's nothing like, you don't need to like do some sort of complex neuro exam to see how they're doing. It's a lot of it is common sense. If you hit your head, your helmet's damaged, probably just take a day off. Yeah. It's been a rough day. Take a day off.
I think that like also like things that I've seen is like people that jump up and are like, I'm good, I'm fine, it's okay. And it's like,
you got to sit
take
for
a second. Let's just like, we're not in a rush to get out of here. Let's regroup.
Adrenaline is a powerful drug.
Yeah. Masks a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And so I think, like having people like calm down, and that's why it's like doing the tests, very valuable. But I think just like taking a deep breath, slowing the pace of things and being like, okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like what happened?
Yeah.
And if they can be like, start to slow down and think about it, it's like, okay, maybe we're all right to continue.
I mean, that's like another obvious one. If they can't remember what happened, it's probably not a good idea.
I don't know. I just ended up here.
Like Terry did.
Like Terry jumped up and he was just like, did you hit me?
Yeah.
It's like, no, how else did you get on the ground?
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened. Bad idea.
Bad idea. Go to the hospital.
Yeah. If you're shaking your friend for 20 seconds, hey, wake up.
Probably shouldn't shake him first of all.
Yeah, shake him. Shake him.
That's right. Just slap him.
Slap him in the face.
You might want to just keep his head still. Or are you awake?
Yeah. And you always hear these situations of, don't let them fall asleep, don't take a nap, those kinds of things. How severe. I mean, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole here, but, you're driving back, giving somebody a ride back, and they're like, oh, no, I'm really exhausted. I'm going to take a nap. Do you just, don't go into the light?
Yes. Just tell them immediately, don't go into the light.
Yeah.
The thing there is you're trying to, you want to figure out if they're having any sort of brain bleeding. If you're driving somebody to the hospital and they're becoming or driving them home and they're becoming more and more somnolent after a bike ride, how many times do you guys finish a bike ride immediately ready for a nap?
All the time.
RC3.
Not
Yes.
me. I'm too jacked.
Yeah.
I have to.
Okay, well.
RC3 time trial.
I've always
That was
made
different.
I've always made the running joke that somebody could hold a gun to my head and say, if you don't fall asleep, I will kill you. I'd be like, no problem, buddy.
Got you.
Good night.
Yeah. Let me put my head in your lap.
Hold me.
But essentially, you're looking for those signs of hypersomnolence or like becoming more and more sleepy that tell you that maybe there's something like that's like it can be an early sign of a brain bleed.
Wow.
In which case you take them to the so
shit. Fuck. Okay.
I'm thinking about all those times where I've crashed without a helmet training. Yeah. I look like Harry the Head Wound Harry. Going to parties afterwards, bleeding on the couches.
That's an old reference. That's a really old reference. Is that Kids in the Hall?
No, that was Saturday Night Live.
That's Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Head Wound Harry.
The dog was eating it.
Licking his head.
Another sketch. You guys all need to look up the history of Saturday Night Live. We're making fun of head wounds right now.
Head Wound Harry. It was his name. He'd go to parties and after. Yeah. I feel terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny.
Yeah, we have to laugh a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Because if we don't, anyway, I do want to say that I really have held my ground really well because within the last about 6 minutes, the words ball, shaft, all entry, and scat have been used.
Okay,
So
scat. Come on.
Yeah.
Like ball shaft, and what was the other one? Entry?
All entry. Like
All
multiple entry.
Jesus.
You're not drinking the Pilsner, are you?
No.
The pervy pills.
I haven't. I've been making sure the camera hasn't been on me because every time you guys have been saying it, I've been going.
I was watching you write stuff down. I was like, was he? What is he? Oh,
Well,
just pervy words.
Scat
Okay.
broke
Pervy
the
words.
Scat
Scat.
broke the bank. Yeah, Scat broke it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what Scat is, don't look it up at work.
Sports concussion assessment
It'll take you.
tool.
Your
Yeah.
algorithm will take you down
It will.
a nasty path.
Nasty.
Oh my God. Okay. Should we get to the final K? We should probably get to the final K. First and foremost, thank you everybody for being a part of the show. It's nice to have the Waples back. Jackson, fuck.
Nice to say to your son.
Well, he's not here, so I can't say it. He's gonna get mad at me. And he actually he's getting his master's degree, so
Good on him.
you're right. Be sure to subscribe to the show and our YouTube channels. Pop us a review every now and then. I love the reviews. They better be good. Gentlemen, our final question for tonight is: if you were to go and get a tattoo today, in addition to the ones you may already had, what would it be and where would it be located? Anybody? Sam, you're first. I looked at you first. What would be your tattoo, Sam?
Yeah, I think I would get a sibling tattoo. That's
Would
the
you?
only other thing that's like meaningful enough that it's like I would want to do that.
You wouldn't get a B on each butt cheek, so when you
No.
bend over it said Bob?
My wife and I were just talking
I
about
put
this
the letter
actually
M for
yesterday.
my mom.
But I was like, I have somebody I know that has a really cool knee tattoo.
Yeah?
I'm like over the kneecap. I'm like, that's kind of cool. But also, I don't really want.
Holy
my
shit, that's
leg
gotta
tattoo.
hurt.
I'm gonna show you my knee at 62. Do you want a tattoo? It would
Ooh,
look
that's
like a raisin.
wrinkly.
Yeah,
Maybe I just
exactly.
like make it like so it's like hangs differently. So I just anticipate
Yeah,
it
you'd
to
have
like.
to constantly pull
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
the kneecap,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say AIDS? No, I was sponsored by Adidas back in the day.
Jesus.
Paul, what would be your tattoo?
I would probably extend it out my one that I have.
Yeah.
And then this heaven.
Yeah.
My heaven isn't paid in gold; it's paid in cobbles.
Oh,
And
I
then-
like that.
And then it'd be surrounded by more cobbles.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's
I like
cool.
that. David?
You're so cool.
I feel like I would just get a heart with the Danielle right on my butt cheek.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's nice.
That's a
Yeah.
Until you
great way
fart.
to ruin a marriage.
What?
You put your wife's name on you. That's a guarantee
Initials.
that you're okay. That looks like a
I got
Charlie Brown
symbols.
shirt.
It
you're
is.
okay.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, but you put a wife's name on you that you are guaranteed that you're going to have to remove.
Do it.
Do
Let's
that
test
or,
this.
or property of, like a sticker that says property of, and then
There you go.
on my ass.
Oh my God, I would do that too.
Would you really?
Not of Danielle.
A
That's
tramp
weird.
stamp that
That would
says
be weird.
exit only.
Yeah, a smiley face above my crack.
I think
all
a
right,
tramp
take it
stamp.
away.
If you had all the money in the world, a tramp stamp.
A tramp stamp would be
hilarious.
pretty funny. I would
And
do
you
a
didn't
tramp
care,
stamp.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You're bending over to
I would probably do a butterfly though.
Would you?
Yeah, why not? If we're going all in here.
on my shoulder.
Yeah, yeah.
Back here on the shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea.
What are you doing?
I am going to do it. My wife and I say we're going to do these, and we keep saying we're going to do these. And
Come
we
on,
haven't done
I
it.
want proof.
I would do probably the left shoulder or even around the arm. I've always thought it'd be really good to do a EKG, but then and then the bike's in the middle of the EKG. It makes that. You've probably seen that sticker.
yeah.
But I want the EKG at one point in time to just go wonky.
Go into AFib.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want a AFib EKG
Or tombstone.
Oh, wait, but
You
at
could
some
do
point,
that.
it's
Tombstone.
the what?
The tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they call part of it.
Yeah.
If you're having a heart
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, tombstone. Or at some point, you gotta have flatline.
Yeah. Right afterwards.
I seriously want it to be a fucked up, and the guy doing the tattoo would probably be like, "You sure you want me to screw this up?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, I could take out
got
my
a flat
phone
line
and
at the
show
end,
him some of the old fucked up EKGs.
Yeah.
You
So it's
should
like,
just use
I
one of your
live
old
for cycling.
EKGs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got them on my phone. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
use red.
Regular
It'll say-
bikes. Somehow there's a beer, and then there's AFib, and then a flatline.
Yeah,
And then a gravestone.
Gravestone.
and a gravestone,
It
like a
says, "Shut
real
up, Pat."
gravestone that says "Shut up, Pat."
Yeah.
or Pat, shut up.
Pat did shut up.
Pat
Yeah.
did shut up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. Gentlemen, it made it up to 76.6 degrees in here. I'm not going to put in an AC unit. I'm apparently going to save up to put in
Central
central
Oh
air.
God,
Yeah.
let's start a GoFundMe.
Well, maybe the Patreon.
It's great. I support
We're
that.
almost to our total $3,000. The guys haven't had a beer in 9 months. But, no, we couldn't do that.
No, we would.
Lubricates the show. Lubricates the show.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't know, and the Waples don't know, October 18th is the day of Paul's punishment. Yes. We are doing a massive climb up.
I'm doing it with
6 times up White Road, which is an evil, horrible climb. We are going to do it. Listeners galore are invited to run up and down the side of the hill and cheer him on. You may not ride alongside or taunt. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, we are looking for a venue. Hint, hint, wink, wink. If anybody knows a venue, David's got a pee, so I'm just going to keep talking until the day goes long. No, if anybody knows a fun venue to have post-ride beers and a show, we will do that. I got to get David dancing on the podcast video before we end that. That's your doctor, boys and girls. We'll catch you guys next week.
Thank you.